How's it going, guys? And today we're back with another versus battle-esque video. This time featuring the most memorable villain in current media, that being Homelander, and the one erased from history, Nameless King. Now I've been seeing a lot of these Homelander-esque matchups over these past weeks, and I was like, why not throw my hat in the ring? That'd be metaphorical, since I'm not actually wearing a hat in this video. Um, And of course, I decided to, of course, take my own spin on this, topic and this little trend that's going on. Now, before we begin, as always, please subscribe and click the bell. We are actually approaching 500 very closely now. We're actually on a very, very steady path to 500. With the Laplace video and for some reason the Osarios vs. Springtrap YouTube short, I've actually been getting more subs from that, which I'm seeing that people do like Dark Souls on this channel as well. So why not do more Dark Souls, I guess. And to be honest, I'm kind of on my Dark Souls phase right now. Soulsborne esque phase right now. So I was like, why not just do more Dark Souls and maybe some Bloodborne, maybe some Sekiro? Why not? Now, you're probably wondering why I picked Nameless King. There's a bunch of characters from the roster, and Nameless King is, the most notable, the most memorable. Why not pick someone underrated? Well, that's because this guy has actually become popular again due to the fact of him being featured in the Elden Ring Night Rain trailer, and it sparked a lot of discussion, and he, of course, rose back to the public's eye, finally, after years of being in Dark Souls 3. So, it only seemed natural for me to include him in this video since he's been the most notable and the most memorable. So why not pick the guy gaining popularity right now? So why not? So who is Nameless King? Now Nameless King is actually Gwyn's firstborn and one of his strongest warriors, and even being crowned the title of God of War. We might have a Kratos versus Nameless King video in the works, maybe. Which already shows he means business and doesn't fuck around at all. However, later on he betrayed Gwyn. Yeah, that is crazy, dog. Betraying Gwyn is crazy. And everyone due to the fact of him siding with the dragons, thus becoming exiled and erased from history. Hence why he's called Nameless King. Now we of course know everything about Homelander these days. I mean, this guy's the most notable, most memorable villain in the current media right now, or superhero media. So we don't really need to go in depth with Homelander since there's like a bunch of videos on him at this point, and at this point people should know a lot about him anyway, since there's like 3-4 seasons of the show. So anyway, now keep in mind I will not be wanking him to continental with these statements from the old lady, forgot her name, but she basically states she threw every weapon at him. I'm not going to be using that statement as like, seriously, because like, dude, I don't actually think they threw what's it called? Taisar bombs? Taisar bombs? The Russian bombs. I don't actually think they threw Russian bombs on him and then, yeah, called it a day. I find that highly unrealistic, so we're just going to go with his realistic scaling here. So you should already range into large building to even multi-city block max. First, he should range into large building via being superior to Stormfront, who could absolutely tear through an apartment, which was calced at small building, and Homelander being superior to her should be at least, large building. And his next scaling comes off his appearance in the Boys Diabolical spin-off, which is still canon by the way, which featured him basically withstanding a chemical gas plant explosion with ease, which was calced at multi-city block, which is pretty good for Homelander. Now I've seen mountain level and of course island level calcs, but I'm not going to be taking them seriously because they seem like the most unrealistic shit I've ever seen and the most ratty shit I've seen. So I was like, nah, we're just gonna cap him at multi-city block because that's the most concurrent proof we have of him being multi-city block. Anyway, for speed he should range to Hypersonic Plus due to him saving Butcher from the explosion of Madeline's bomb vest. I suddenly remembered her name. Anyway, this feat was lightly calced at Hypersonic Plus, which is pretty good. So Homelander would comfortably sit at multi-city block or Hypersonic Plus speeds. And Hypersonic Plus speeds. For his hacks, he should have his lasers and, of course, his superhuman strength. Along with that, his low regeneration. So it's pretty good all in all for Homelander. Um, but let's see what Nameless King has to offer. Now, at a low end, Nameless King should at least range into small country level via absorbing his Drake's power in the boss fight during Dark Souls 3, more clearly in his Phase 2. This Drake was able to generate a small island level storm, which was, calced at small island level. However, we could go crazier and highball him to star level. I won't be using the alter arguments since it'll just make the battle worse, but you could actually highball him to star level, via being comparable to the Ashen One who could link the First Flame. Now, the First Flame basically keeps the sun in the sky and all that, which would inherently put it at star level. And if it isn't linked, it basically causes an eclipse-like form, which would put Ashen 1 at the star level ranges, along with Nameless King in the star level ranges. Now, Nameless King should range into Hypersonic or Hypersonic Plus, since he's able to control lightning, and even then be comparable to the Ashen One who can create and cast light-based spells. So you could make an argument for FTL. So far, it ain't looking good for Homelander, that is all I'm going to say. Anyway, for his hacks, he should, of course, have a lot of shit, so it's just going to get worse for Homelander right now. He should have his lightning manipulation and his storm manipulation via his Storm Drake, which is obvious. I don't think I need to make that clear, but of course he has storm manipulation and lightning manipulation. He even has statistics amplification and damage reduction through Sacred Oath. Yes, he can use Sacred Oath via being connected to Gwyn. He should also have soul manipulation via absorbing the Storm Drake's soul and then, of course, empowering himself, which would also count for power absorption. So there's that there as well. He should have access to Gwyn's lightning, which will count for holy manipulation because he's Gwyn's firstborn, so it's obvious. And yeah, I don't really need to go on to make it clear how unfair this fight is. Now, who wins? I'm going to give you 5 seconds to guess. It's Nameless King. Now, I knew this was just I know this was just what's it called? A spite matchup, because I've been seeing a lot of these spite matchups, so I was like, why not just do a Dark Souls one? And yeah, Nameless King would absolutely just followerize Homelander and the entire verse with no difficulty, even beyond the concept of negative difficulty, because he's just too strong. Nothing Homelander will do anything, to be honest, because he's just that strong and just that impervious to everything. And if we give him his spells and his lightning, voice crack, then yeah, Homelander would just get packed up within 2 minutes. And even then, I'm pretty sure the entirety of the 7 would just get packed up by Nameless King in its entirety. So yeah, Nameless King wins in like a nanosecond. Anyways, thanks for watching, and as always, please like and subscribe. We're approaching 500 very closely. Now, I'll be saying that every video, but we're literally bordering on it right now. So please, subscribe, and we will see you next one. Bye-bye.